back to the show. Good to see you in the new.
Good to see you.
Our new studio, which is actually multiple studios that are connected via
Multiple
interlink
people's living room.
CIA interlink technology. I want one of those. Like, dude, that's the real ballers right now. You know, like the world leaders. They got like. They're probably not even using internet. They got some kind of like proprietary technology. Just plug into some weird connection. They can get like real-time communication. Like if DJT wants to call like the Chancellor of Germany or some shit like that, you know that's what's going on.
I don't think so, dude. I think you overestimate government technology.
You think
man.
they're on Zoom?
I think Elon's probably got that. Like he's actually there's so little latency that he's actually in the future on the other end of the camera.
Yeah, that's how little latency there is. It's hell yeah. What have you been doing?
It's negative latency.
Negative latency. The world operates based around his connection. What have you been? What have you been up to this week?
What have I been doing? I be cutting up clips.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be working on this shit.
Yeah.
I'm losing weight. I've lost like 6 pounds.
Oh shit, that's good for you. Not really.
Because I'm using it.
Weight.
Yeah, but I'm trying to get out of this quarantine and I want to be on another level. You know what I mean? I want you to see me and you'd be like, I'm doing it for you, really. I'm doing it for ZP.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
I want you
to
see.
You want to look your best for me, and I, on the other hand,
exactly.
I'm going in the opposite direction. I'm really becoming my worst self. Yeah, for sure. No, I was just telling you, I just built a stationary bike for the place because I was having that thought process too. I'm like, dude, I can't be sitting here eating, Kroger pasta and watching TLC every night. Like, I'll be the one guy who offs himself before the quarantine's over because just pasta and TLC,
Yeah, you got to throw a stationary bike in the mix. Wait, did you assemble one or did you make one out of raw materials?
Yeah, I crafted one. I got to I used my workbench, my 1-bedroom LA West Hollywood apartment. I have a craft bench.
You just found some stuff in the fridge and assembled a stationary bike from it?
Yeah, I found a couple mason jars, a couple rubber bands, and then I just used rocks as weight, bags of salt,
That's the best episode of Chopped right there, when they give them like a radish and a cucumber and some Burt's Bees lipstick.
Yeah.
And they're like, assemble a stationary bike.
Yeah, that is, Chopped is good for that. Even trashier versions, Cutthroat Kitchen, they do a similar thing. They're like, hey, so here's some expired dough and some fresh mozzarella, and then here's a jar of fig butter. And they're like, we need you to make what's your take on taco night? Like, that's kind of where they're at.
I want to see the ones that are like, we need you to create human life out of this pecan butter.
That's what's going to happen. That's what all the reality shows are going to start more. That's how you'll know the outbreak is serious, is when all the reality shows start morphing into like real world issues. They're like, all right, this week on, America's Next Top Model, what's the show where they design the dresses? God damn it, Project Runway.
Oh,
Project Runway. They're on there making like N95 masks and like scrubs. We watched the NFL draft. Turns out the NFL draft is actually like military conscription. Like they're joining the military. And we're like, wait, things are getting weird.
Saving the planet becomes entertainment.
Yeah.
Okay, you've triggered 2 reality shows that I've thought about. I'm gonna look at the camera because I realized that I was just fully focused over on you.
I got you right below the camera, so I'm locked in.
Yeah,
I got a pro fucking studio.
I'm not that sophisticated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the first one, and it relates directly to what you were talking about. Why has no network capitalized on the fact that why don't we have a reality show and a reality competition where we're following epidemiologists and we're following engineers who are doing things to save the planet? I feel like people would, if it was a competition to see who can make the most big of an impact on the fuckedness that we're going through.
Yeah.
Are you watching that? Are you watching this really heavily produced mockumentary competition?
Yeah.
For the most intelligent people on our planet trying to solve the problem.
Yeah, it's like
tell me you wouldn't watch.
Yeah,
that.
it's like MasterChef, but they're just making a vaccine. You know, like they're every week is like
Exactly.
them. See, I would watch that, but I think America by and large they want to watch people, you know, throw pies in each other's face and get married to some random person in Nairobi that they met on an online chat room, or watch people who weigh
Yeah,
like 1,000
you're right.
pounds get carried out of their house by a forklift. You know, like that's what, like nothing's gonna get more funny
Yeah.
than that. And it's like, so people were like, what the hydroxychloroquine? Who gives a fuck about that?
Yeah.
Like, I don't care.
You're totally right. You're totally right. Because when you were describing all those things, like a man going to Nairobi to meet his $5,000 bride,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'd much rather watch that
Yeah,
than
me too.
watch the shit I just described.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing too: is like, at what point you gotta wonder now. There's got to be like basically a reality show competition among like scientists, like who can break the vaccine first. I bet it's like really like a country thing. It's less about like specific scientists. It's more about like what nation can use their best squad of people and figure out something quick. But here's the thing.
Make it a
Joe.
nation. Make it a
Yeah, like
make it a
like
war
Iron
amongst the
Chef,
nations.
like or no, like fuck, what was that show where like there was always Amazing Race. Everyone's kind of from different countries.
Yeah.
You got the American one, the British one, the Sri Lankan couple. Like that would be fun.
And it works both ways because it's like the which race
You know what
we
makes
can figure out which is the superior race.
You know what makes me sad is like thinking now about like that's the only way I feel like we could get people to care about finding a vaccine is if we made it a reality show. You know? Because like even right now, like the people who are working on a vaccine, like they're like, of course they want to like save the human race, essentially. But like no one will
Yeah.
ever recognize them. Whatever country it is, whatever scientist figures it out, the president, prime minister of that country will take all credit immediately, not name the person or the lab, move on.
Yeah.
They'll get no money, they'll get no recognition. And it's like, listen, they probably don't want or need the recognition. The idea of them saving the race
It would be nice.
but it would be nice.
They probably think it would be nice.
It would be nice.
Be like, it'd be nice.
Maybe they
if
shouldn't have to-
everyone knew I saved their lives.
Maybe they shouldn't have to work anymore. Maybe they're just allowed to retire. I don't know.
I think so.
And then
I
so
think
Papa
so.
John will be like, yo, he's at Domino's now in the future. This is me predicting the future. Papa John's now at Domino's running their crew. It's like a big deal. And he's like, we just want to say
Yeah.
thanks to that lab in Sweden that developed a vaccine. So we're offering you guys free pizzas for life. And they're like, yo, we're good. We eat fish and rice here, but you know,
I'm
we don't need a
actually
buffalo
noticing-
chicken, you know, papadilla.
Well, that's what
We kind of
that's
care
what,
about science in our bodies.
Right. Yeah, it's like kind of defeats the purpose of our intelligence
Yeah.
to eat Domino's.
Just take a big step back.
Okay, but McDonald's is doing that though. McDonald's,
Are they? I don't know.
Said, oh yeah, no, they're like, we're offering all healthcare professionals. We're offering them free McDonald's during this time. I'm like, you're only offering that because you know they're not going to take you up on it because they're too smart to go eat a fucking quarter pounder with cheese.
Dude,
you know,
I don't know, man. I gotta be honest. If I was under the knife, it would freak me out if I knew the doctor had eaten McDonald's that day. Like I would be
That's
like,
what I'm
oh
saying.
god, dude, they're gonna have diarrhea. Like while my heart's cut in half and they're fixing my aortic valve. But here's the flip side of that though, dude. The reality is, on the front lines of this shit, that's exactly what they're eating. Because these people, like, they probably can't go see their families. They're like quarantined because they're working on people, you know, with COVID all day, every day. So the only thing they can
Yeah.
do is probably like go to McDonald's, like a drive-through, or like if they're in New York, go to one that's open. So like, here's the thing though, McDonald's has not earned anyone's trust. They've not earned the public trust, which is why this conversation is happening in the first place. Like, McDonald's is so evil of a company that they're like donating food to the workers, and we're still like, okay, McDonald's, like, what are you hiding? You know?
well, I don't think McDonald's should bother marketing anymore. Do you know what I mean?
they don't have
I feel
to.
like
They don't have to.
Yeah, I feel like the target market is reached, and they are loyal customers. That market, their market share is
The
never going to
experiment
shrink. It's
worked.
never going to expand.
The experiment worked. The crew was assembled.
Yeah.
Their customer base was created, and now it's good for life. They're good for life, dude.
Oh yeah, I mean it's done. I mean it's the most sustainable business. You can't why grow it? You're international. You made it.
Yeah.
Chill, McDonald's.
Yeah, they're not gonna. They're like the Bill Gates of food that kills people. Speaking of Bill Gates, he's kind of in the spotlight right now. We can do. I have a couple questions for you, but we got a quick detour. Bill Gates, that guy's, he's getting called out left and right. He predicted this shit 5 years ago, and now everyone's kind of looking for him to. It's like weird that he's like so smart and successful that kind of the world now is like, what do we do, Bill? You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I honestly think, I don't know if I said this last podcast, but it's a competition between Elon Musk and Bill Gates to see who's going to save the world. That's
You
where
think
we're
so?
at. I think so, because they're both very wealthy and they're both very smart, and I think they both, like, they're giving away their fortunes, you know, to their foundations to really create. Because, you know, at some point you become so rich where you're like, all right, I don't need any more money. You keep innovating technology so people can jack off the porn quicker. And it's like, what's it all mean? And then it's like, okay, we have this huge crisis. And now it's like, oh, this is what my life's work has been adding up to get to the point where I can fundamentally save humanity.
Yeah. It must be a weird feeling when, like, you're the guy who, you know, your life's work has been smashed down to, you know, housewives in St. Louis arguing on Facebook on the machine you built to save society, you know, like a computer. But, like, you know, you're right, though. Dude, we talked about that Bill Gates documentary on Netflix. That dude's fucking, like...
Oh, yeah.
He's nuts, dude. It's so... But what I'm saying is your point is correct.
He's better than us.
He is better than us. And he knows it. And he feels that it's his responsibility. It's his responsibility to lead the forefront of this and be like, okay, you have infinity dollars. Like, what are you going to do with it? And he's right, but he's also, like... It's like that, it's like the business world, man. It's just hustle. Like, that's what drives them, is like, they're like, oh, I want to create something new. Like, I want to raise the bar. And, like, that's how, it's like competitive for him. Like, saving the world is not like an empathy thing. It's more, he's like, oh, I bet I can figure it out.
Dude, he doesn't give two fucks about schlubs like us, dude. He's out there to be regarded as the savior.
Yeah.
The next Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But I'm okay with that. I'm telling you, dude. Like, if you think this is all bullshit, dude, if you're listening to this and you think it's all bullshit, watch that Netflix documentary and you'll know that that's 100% the truth. Like, he definitely cares. We're obviously joking. He does care about the human race. But, like, his main driving factor is, like, competitiveness. And, like, he's like, what did he say? He's like, the ultimate goal is 100% efficiency. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. But meanwhile, I've really dug into 90 Day Fiancé on TLC, and it kind of made me think about this question that I wanted to ask you, which is, in the quarantine, we're what, a month and a half in a quarantine. Some people are only like a couple weeks, you know, like smaller parts of the country, but you know, here in LA, it's been a solid month and a half, right? As we're all stuck at home just watching, like, YouTube and fucking, you know, YouTube TV, TLC, Bar Rescue, whatever, pick your reality show, you know, The Bachelor. What has America realized that we don't actually need? Because we've gotten to this point now where, like, society, like, daily life is so fucked up for so many people, you know? Like, you can't just, like, go to the store to get food. You have to think about which one. And, like, oh, I gotta wear gloves and a mask. And then, like, oh, what if there's a line? What if there's, like, no stock and you wasted your time, and you know what I mean? What has America realized that it no longer needs? And I'm going to start. I'm going to say, I think America's realized it doesn't need like 50% of celebrities. I think people are turning on celebs a little bit.
Well, it's because they're... Okay, you know, you finish your thought.
Well, it's just like, you see all these videos, like, God, I keep seeing this fucking... We watch, dude, I'm telling you, this, like, 90 Day Fiancé, there's so many fucking ads, and the ads are all just for TLC. Like, I don't know what they're, like, no one's buying ads on TLC right now. They should. That's all anyone's watching is these, you know, everyone wants just to see Big Ed look like a toe and get himself into trouble, you know? That's what everyone's watching. Yeah. Anyway, so all these ads for TLC, it's just, like, celebs, like, sending videos and, like, just telling people, like, hey, you should be creative, like, write more, like, and I don't know. You know, like Lizzo's twerking on like Jay-Z's.
Dude, are you only watching TLC?
I'd say...
You're very familiar with their ads, and they're programming, and you also talk to me like I'm simultaneously watching TLC with you.
The broader point I'm making is there are a ton of celebrities.
We won't get into your TLC addiction.
No, it's a real addiction. That's all. Because it's at this point, I'm like diving. The fear has just driven me like, oh, I just want to see people fight in the street and like argue, throw drinks on each other. Like that's, I'll dial into that. But no, what I'm saying, no, I'm just saying in general. Like there's a lot of like celebs like doing iPhone videos of like, hang in there, guys. Like you just got to be patient. Like we can do this. And they're like in front of a fireplace with like a bottle of Prosecco and polar bear rub.
Yeah, to make sure you're totally right. And I've thought this is what I find. It's funny. There's all these celebs doing these like quarantine videos because here's the mark of a true narcissist. A true narcissist thinks that, oh, I'm experiencing this weird phenomenon of being stuck at home. Okay.
Yeah.
They're like, what a cool. People should know what I'm doing and how interesting it is. Like I'm quarantined in my house. Isn't this cute and interesting? So they'll do like an Instagram live where they're like, oh, look at me. I'm all cute and I'm stuck in my house. I've been quarantined.
Yeah.
And without realizing like, this is actually the least interesting thing because we're all in this position.
Yeah, this is the one thing that everyone is familiar with right now.
Right.
Like you're not.
And they're like, but it's me, Gal Gadot.
Yeah, but
even me.
Yeah,
Gal.
dude, it's Ewan McGregor's house. Ewan.
Yeah.
Ewan. Hey,
Who
dude,
cares?
we're James Franco. Like, oh, James Franco's not really doing it. Who's another one? Who are the people? It's just so they're just so obnoxious. Anyway, but no, like the point being was things America's realized it no longer needs. Another thing, probably bowling. I don't see bowling making a comeback in the post-COVID.
I fuck with bowling.
I do too. I love bowling.
No, you lose. You lose this because I saw a girl's Bumble profile and it said "Take me bowling," and I was like, I want to take. I was like,
yeah, let's go.
I thought
bowling.
about it. This girl wasn't even cute, dude, but I was fantasizing about taking her bowling.
Dude, bowling's fun. I love bowling.
I fuck with bowling.
So do
what
I.
you talking about, dude?
No, dude, but what I'm saying is that, like, I love bowling, but I feel like, what bowling alleys are financially stable to make it through this? Tell me one that has enough money to make it through. Like, dude,
yeah, we'll
there's
see. It's
no
gonna be a
way.
shame.
There's no way. Like every. Think about most towns. There's like one or two. If you're in like a metropolitan city, you probably got 5, 7, maybe 10 bowling.
Have you been
alleys.
bowling in LA?
Yes, I went to the Bolero in Mar Vista on Grand.
Oh yeah, it's a nice one.
No, that one rules. Solid Arcade 2. They had Need for Speed 2, I think it was. Or no. Fast and Furious, Tokyo Drift. Dude, if your fucking arcade got Tokyo Drift in there, like, I'll give you my credit card to get tokens,
Well, see, there you go. Bolero's not going anywhere, dude. Bowling's sticking around.
You think
I'm going to
bowling?
disagree with you.
Okay,
on that
well,
one.
what do you think's going
man.
away?
People, I think, okay, and also here's a prediction. I think when the lockdown is lifted, I imagine these bowling alleys are going to be packed to the
You think they're gonna be
rafters, dude. I'll
thriving?
be there. Yeah, dude. I'm going to take like 4 Bumble dates at the same time to Lucky Strike.
To
man.
Lucky Strike. Yeah, just like
I'm going to break the bank,
Yeah,
dude.
just schedule them, get one to go. You like, at the end of the day, you're like, oh, I'm waiting on Uber. You go. I called you, and she's like, oh, okay. And then next one shows up, and they're like, all right, we're on lane 6. She's like, oh, you got a lane already?
No, dude, all the same time.
Oh, all together.
Yeah, I mean, I'll let them know. I'll be like, hey, I know it's kind of
You wanna be
weird, but like,
poly.
I just kind of want to go. I want to go bowling with a bunch of people.
Bunch of girls. That's different.
Yeah.
You're not going. It's not like
It is
3
weird.
guys.
It is weird.
3 guys from work and these chicks. No, it's just you and 4 chicks from Bumble going bowling, and it's 100% wholesome. And it's just a matter of people enjoying bowling together.
Here's the move. Here's what you do. You invite 4. You get 4 girls. You're like, hey, yeah, I'm doing this like fun. It's COVID's over. I'm trying to do a bowling night, so I invited a couple other people from Bumble. I'm just trying to get people together. It could be fun. I'm paying for it. It should be here. No. This is my angle, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't do this, but some scumbag out there would.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, yeah, I'm just trying to get a bunch of people to go. It should be fun. I'm paying for it, so if you want to come, it should be like a good time. So you get maybe like 4 or 5 girls that are like, oh, cool. What a cool idea. You know?
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, cool. So they go, show up, and it's like, oh, it's just me. I'm the scumbag. All right, I'm doing it.
Yeah, it's
me.
you. No, I figured that much.
It's me.
So they
it's
all
like-
show up.
Yeah, then like somebody's sticking around. Do you know what I mean? I feel
Yeah.
like
Somebody's
if you're
gonna do
wealthy
two.
and you
Someone's
can,
gonna
like,
do 3 games.
yeah, and someone's sticking around. So if you throw down for that, you have pretty good odds of one of those chicks working out. And there might be like a competitive angle too, where they're like, you know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
like, hey, they're kind of flirting with you. They're like, nah, this is my man. Even if you're not cute, they might be
So
like,
you're basically
hey,
doing like
I still want him for myself.
You're basically doing like a freelance bachelor type situation where you're just going on a
Yes.
group date.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah,
doing
that's
like
what I
a boot.
did.
This is called bootleg bachelor. That's what this idea should
Bootleg?
be called. Bootleg bachelor is you just, without anyone's knowing, set up a group date. And you know, it could go the other way too. If a chick, no, wasn't there a story about that? Didn't some chick invite like 15 to 20 dudes from Tinder all to this place at the same time and like sang a song
That's
and flipped
a
them
better
off
idea.
or something? No, that happened, dude. There's like an article about it. That should,
Yeah,
someone
I gotta-
listening to this knows what I'm talking about. Speaking of, this is
That's
this
awesome.
perfectly segues. I want to get back though to think on it. I want to get back to things we've realized that we no longer need. But like, you know, you're
Yeah.
a guy. You're talking about, you know, chicks on Bumble. What is?
Yeah.
When are people gonna start going on dates? Like, when are you? If you're talking to some girl on Tinder or vice versa, a girl's talking to you, and it's like May 20th, they're like, hey, you just wanna?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Where can you go on a date right now? It's pretty much you can only go to someone's house, and going to someone's house on a first date
Yeah.
is weird. So like, what's your boots on the ground analysis of this?
Boots on the ground. Okay, you can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
You can't go to a public park even. You could potentially sit like in a car somewhere.
Sit in on a curb.
You know? Not even. You got to stay in your car, dude.
Yeah.
You can't hang out on a stoop.
Yeah.
So
You're in the Philippines, they'll shoot you.
okay. All right, and I'm not necessarily speaking for myself, but what you got to do is you gotta. Here's how it goes, dude. Here's how it goes. You kind of like, if you're talking to someone, you kind of feel it out, right? You're
yeah,
like,
of course.
oh, you feel it out, and then you suggest the idea. You have to like suggest the idea of them coming over, and most likely if they're a decent person, they're gonna be like, yeah, no, we better wait,
Yeah.
buddy. You know,
Yeah.
keep it in your pants. But
But if they
so
don't
you gotta
give a
like,
fuck.
I feel like. So you gotta
Has it
slow
worked?
play. You gotta
You
feel
just
them out. You gotta
rode
see if they're
right over that wave.
What?
You just glanced
What?
right past that. I was like, yeah. Have any chicks been so bold to come over to Casa de Joey during quarantine?
Yes.
There's some real.
And-
They're infantry.
but not after like multiple like phone conversations. So it's like it's like second, third date at that
Yeah,
point.
well,
Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So it's not like we're messaging on the app and it's like, oh, let's meet up at my apartment. You know?
Yeah.
That would freak me out. So these people.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah.
One person. You know, it's not like. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not. Like, hey, and you also acknowledge the fact that it's weird, right?
Yeah, of
And you
course.
say, hey,
but also,
where have you been? You know,
Well, here's the
if someone
thing.
had like,
you know, you're certainly
Oh,
not
okay.
alone in this. You know that this is happening
I know
all
I'm
over.
not. I know I'm being, but
People
let me
aren't
dive-
telling-
can I need to.
Yeah, go ahead.
I gotta walk this back. I have to walk.
You
this
don't have
back
to
for a
walk it
second.
back. You don't have to do shit, dog.
If someone
you
lives,
are the god.
people have to. If they like live alone, then I'm like, okay, cool, because then it's both of you deciding.
Yeah,
hey,
of
I'm
course.
willing
Yeah, you
to-
can't, dude. If some chick like, or some guy had like roommates and was like, "Hey, I come over," and then she gets there and there's like 4 guys, all just eating Chick-fil-A, playing Halo. I'd be
Well,
pissed.
not even
Is
that. Like,
that's all
what
I'm
if?
saying.
Yeah. So you gotta ultimately, you just gotta like feel it out. And I know it's like the wrong. It's one of those things where it's like, at some point, you gotta do something, right? We're all not being. Well, I feel like I am hyper cautious, but
Yeah,
if someone wants to come, like, hang out in my apartment, eat some pizza, one person, it is a risk. And it's. I mean, sure, you could argue it's endangering other people, but we all do something that's in danger. You know, we're not all like
Yeah.
living in a womb of safety all the time.
Yeah, and no one's in a bubble here. Like people are.
Yeah.
People are not. Yeah, your situation is very common across America. I've got to believe. People are being on the down low, but people aren't talking
Yes.
about it. They're being on the down
Exactly.
low, but it is happening, and they're
Well, 'cause
probably
they're-
accounting for that.
Dude, because there was one girl I was talking on Bumble, and I was doing a feel out. You know, I was putting
Yeah.
out feelers for like, will this
Recon.
will this girl come over? Yeah, yeah. And then she was like, "Ha!" Well, she was like, she almost like thought I was kidding, right? She was like, "Ha! Of
yeah,
course
that's not a
not.
good
We couldn't
start."
do that. That's gonna kill everyone." And I was like, "Yeah, I was being
Oh.
funny. I'm a very
Yeah,
funny guy,
see-
making lots of
Yeah.
jokes." So, yeah, I got a feeling
that's
a
an
lot of people are being.
interesting.
Dude, I feel like if you have like a regular hookup buddy, those people they gotta be getting down pretty often, you know?
You think so? I don't
People
know.
that already had like an existing hookup buddy, yeah, dude, they're not gonna tell people, but I'm for sure they're like, because I mean, it's minimal risk. You're not going out in clubs or, sporting events or anything. You're just going to someone's home.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's good,
Yeah,
but I'm
no, I'm
saying,
not saying it's-
there's
I'm not
no
saying
way
it's high
people
risk.
aren't doing it, is what I'm saying.
It's more of it's a study on like different. Everyone has such a different like stance on it, like
Yeah.
there's just this whole range. Like we have the poll of the people who are like not even like seeing members of their own family, and then there's like
Yes.
people protesting at the Ohio courthouse, people
Yeah.
screaming in that like now famous zombie pic of those people up against the window. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
dude, that's
Everyone's
like-
got
I
a
feel
different
like-
take on it, so.
Yeah, dude, I feel like a lot of this shit's honestly, I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into conspiracy theory stuff, but I think there's a lot of crisis actors right
you
now.
think so? Really?
I
In what
do.
scenario? Where at?
Both. I think
Where-
they
in
kind
what-
of on two sides. I think some of those Michigan people that were at the Capitol,
Yeah.
at the like mayor's mansion or whatever.
Yeah.
I think some of those are crisis actors. I mean, you worked in the news.
Yeah.
I also think some of the I honestly, there are some people that they have testimonials from people that have. All right, I'm going out on a limb here, dude. I'm going full
Let's do it.
conspiracy.
I'm ready to go down this hole. Let's do it.
There
'Cause
are
if
some
you're talking about
people
crisis
that
actors.
are very blasé about losing loved ones to the coronavirus, right?
I have seen this.
Rest in peace, Carl Anthony Towns' mom, dude. That fucking sucks. That guy. I don't know if you watched that video, but he was kind of like doing
Yeah,
raising
that's
awareness,
horrible.
because his mom fucking died, and you could tell
know.
that guy was going through it, man. But there are
Oh,
some
of
people they'll
course.
throw on the news, and even like the way they cut the segment, they'll be like, "Yeah, my mom, she died to the coronavirus, so be careful."
Yeah,
And then
you
they
think-
cut immediately, and I'm like, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah.
That
Well,
wasn't some.
it could be one of two things. Like,
Okay.
a local news station isn't going to run the risk of like putting up a fake person for an interview. They're not going to do that. Now, going up the ladder, you want to talk like CNN, MSNBC, Fox News. I could see all three of them. They've been caught before staging interviews. There's videos of it on YouTube. If you don't believe me, go on YouTube and you can do like interview call outs or something, like local news fake interview, something like that.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like I think CNN, I saw one, but like I don't know. Sometimes it could just be a case too of like they wait out. Dude, news crews will like wait outside of hospitals and just put a
Yeah.
camera in someone's face. So like imagine that you just you're Carl Anthony Towns. You're leaving the goddamn hospital after finding out your mom died, and the first
Right.
thing someone does is shove a camera in your face. You're not going to be like your normal. You're in like a shell shock, weird position.
Right. He
So the
set up
interview
his
could be
own
weird.
video.
Now
He set up his
listen,
own.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm just saying,
Yeah, I
for
agree.
example.
But no, I mean,
what I'm
no,
saying,
dude, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I know what you're saying. You're saying like, you're kind of in a weird state, if you're walking directly out of the hospital. But these are like staged news. And sometimes they'll have someone, they'll say, yeah, and Victoria Flores, she had her aunt was very sick and just passed
Yeah.
away. And then they cut to Victoria and she's like, my aunt died. And then they cut right back to the story. I'm like, what? Like, what was the point? You know, like how much? Like, what just happened?
Like they just needed extra validation. Like they needed
just
that
like-
extra. It's like citing a source basically.
Yes, but there's
essay.
no even like emotional connection or any sort of like addition to the story. It's just her. It was like, dude, I'm not even kidding. It was literally that short where it's like, yeah, she died, she dead,
Yeah.
and then they cut back. Anyway, wash your hands.
Listen,
Like,
I'm not ruling anything out, buddy. You know that. But
I thought
Yeah,
you'd be
I-
on board, dude.
no, I am on board. I am on
Yeah.
board. I'm just saying I've seen how inept like news production can be and
Yeah.
how out of touch those people are. So it's like believable to me that interviews are awkward sometimes because like a reporter will be told, you know, hey, let's say you're working at a news station, your boss is like, hey, you're out today, you need to cover families who have like lost a loved one. So then you're
Yeah.
literally like at that point, like sometimes even going on Facebook and just posting on Instagram, like, have you lost a loved one this? If so, please send me a DM or whatever. And then what happens is they ended up going to, you know, doing some kind of awkward interview and they have nothing to ask them. So I'm like, oh, what happened? Well, they got coronavirus and unfortunately they couldn't beat it. And I'm like, oh, that's sad. And then the reporter's like, well, that's the soundbite I needed. That's all people need to hear is that, oh, a real person lost someone.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm saying this is more of a testament of, like, local news. Like, not always local. Just news in general. Being kind of
'cause-
woefully inept on this. But you think people... I do wonder, these groups that are protesting, I wonder how many of them are being put up to it. Because, like,
I
what
think
rational
so.
person... I
Dude,
don't
they're
know.
always they got that lady with the real busted roots, man. That can't go to the
Yeah.
hair salon and she shows her roots.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Her
you know
roots
what?
are
Those
fucked up.
those roots are a tragedy, man. Get this
Yeah.
woman a bottle of hair dye,
Yeah.
man. When she showed her
Yeah.
roots, like I feel like everyone was like, "What a fucking idiot!" Then she showed her roots, and people were like, "Oh, the suffering
Yeah.
must end."
Yeah, she's struggling right now.
Yeah,
Such an
man.
atrocity committed upon her. You know?
And the guy's like, I can't buy potting soil. Oh, really? I mean, I can't buy Like, yeah, buddy, you can't buy potting soil. I don't know
Yeah.
what to tell you. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
buddy, your jalapenos are gonna have to wait a little bit. I know you want to
Yeah,
make homemade
I'm like-
salsa, but we're in the shit right now, bud.
Yeah, if it was like, can't buy bottled water, really? I'm like, yeah, dude, that's kind of fucked up. But he's like, I can't buy potting soil. I'm like, yeah, not ridiculous, dude. It's not a
Well, that's
basic
how
human
removed-
need.
That's how removed some people are by this. That's the weird thing about this whole pandemic is that it's so like you're either like totally fucked or you can buy like a country right now. Like that's like
Yeah.
the two poles of it. Is like you're like, oh, well, I'm thriving. My business, you know, turns out that we had a stockpile of masks, so we're selling them on Amazon for $70 a pop, and they're flying, selling like hotcakes. And this guy's got
Yeah,
like, a yacht.
there's two people. There's people that are like, how am I going to survive? And then there's people that are like, how am I going to leverage this as a financial opportunity?
Yeah. How am I gonna profiteer off this? No, like I don't know. It's just funny to think about like the people who really are profiting off this, and they're just like having an awesome time, and they can't like really tell anyone about it. They just have to privately
Yeah.
privately watch their stock just go up and up and up, and get shareholders. They're just like. They're
like,
posting
"Oh,
on
when is-
Instagram like some picture of the Earth, like
When's the sadness going to end? And then they're just like
Yeah.
looking at
This
their
is so
Robinhood
horrible.
account.
And then they're like posting, like, we had to lay off 100 employees just because times
Yeah.
are tight, guys, you know?
Dude, there's probably a lot of businesses that are using this as like a cleansing period where they had
Oh,
they're
yeah,
like
they're
obviously
weeding.
like they had a lot of dog shit employees that they couldn't get rid of, you know, because of for
Yeah.
one reason or another, or they just didn't want to go through with it. So now they can kind of like can everyone and bring everyone back, and everyone that sucked, they're like,
Yeah.
sorry,
It's a
you know,
clean
times,
slate.
times are tough, you know.
Yeah, it's like a clean slate.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get rid of, like, Carol, who's just, you know, annoying as
Yeah.
fuck. And they were like, we can't really fire her. She's been with us for, like, 25 years. And then this happens. They're like, oh, well, sorry, you know, Carol, it's just times
Yeah.
are tough. Look at the economy. That's what people can do now. You can just say the economy as, like,
Yeah.
an excuse. They're like, well, you know, they're like, hey, why are we laying everyone off? We work from home
Yeah.
anyway. And they're like, you know, the economy, just the
Yeah.
capital, it's just not, you know,
It's the
we gotta
it's
let you
the,
go, Cindy.
It's not you, it's me of the business
Oh,
world.
of the business world? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's
Times are tough, you know. I mean, I would
Yeah.
love to pay you double what you're making now,
Yeah.
but like, it's this
it's
goddamn economy.
We're back with more of the same thing.
I had these thoughts, and I still think they're good thoughts, but they're examples of thoughts you come up with when you're high, and then they're not bad ideas. They're funny ideas, but
Yeah.
you would have never got there with a sober mind, okay?
Yeah, of course. That's like the whole point of it, you know.
But they're not like ridiculous, stupid stuff that's not even worth thinking about because they're so asinine, okay?
no.
so-
yeah, it's just good thoughts.
All right, so here's one. I want to know why this wouldn't work. All right, so these are all ideas that I want to hear from you, why they would not work and why they
You
don't
want me
exist.
to shut it down?
I want
You're giving me
you to-
permission to shut it down.
Well, yeah, because I want you to shut this down because it doesn't exist, and I think there's nothing new under the sun. So why doesn't it exist? Is what you're explaining to me.
All right, I got it.
All right, the first one is short-term marriage contracts. Like, why aren't there like 5-year, 10-year marriage contracts, and then you re-up your marriage contracts with like negotiation terms?
I think the reason is not logistical, and it's more like people are trying to like kid themselves. It's like the same argument as like a prenup. That's essentially what that is, right? People are
Essentially,
like, yeah,
but-
why wouldn't we have that? And people were like, well, if you're saying then that you don't think it's gonna last. Like, why do we have to re-up after 10 years? You're saying you don't want to be with me forever. Like, that's what I think that would be the main argument, right?
Yeah, that's the thing though, because I mean, I with my wife, I want to be like, hey, you might become mentally ill, and I might become mentally ill, but I'm just saying, if you become mentally ill, like, and you're violent, I'm gonna be like, I don't want to be with you anymore. You know, I've seen people change their
Yeah.
entire who they are fundamentally,
I think
like their
people-
motivations. You know what I mean? So
I
I'd be
think
like,
people would not be okay with that because it fully. I mean, it's at that point it's like getting a contract to sell Mountain Dew at your restaurant. You know what I mean? They're like, let's do 5 years and then we'll re-up. You know, people don't want to feel like they're a contract with like a meat supplier.
romance. There's no romance.
Yeah, there's no
here.
romance. You're a commodity. You're literally talking about contract limits. Like, it kind of takes the romance out of it. So I think that's why that would never work. That's my answer.
Okay, that's too bad. Because I think they're a good idea.
I think it's a good idea too, but
I might try to get one because then you
Won't
could be
happen.
like, because I feel like it could even spark some sort of confidence in the relationship. You know what I mean? Because it's someone.
Or like, oh, this
being-
guy, he's a 10. He wants to do 10. I've had
Yeah.
guys in the past, he only wanted to do 5. This
he's
guy's
being-
saying he wants to do 10.
And he's being honest. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
a guy was like, "Yeah, I'll love you forever, baby," and then there's always that idea because I think everyone thinks you gotta
It's
say
like
that.
it's like signing a pitcher for a major league baseball team. You know,
That's
if,
where I
if the
got the
Reds want to
idea.
give, if the Reds gave Joey Votto like a 15-year contract, is insane. And then you're like, wow, the Reds really love Joey Votto. So
Yeah.
you're right, like, but again, I can't imagine that a nice lady who's just looking for a husband would appreciate being, marketed, like traded on the market like Mookie Betts, So
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like there's still that sentimentality with teams and their players, where, Kyrie, my boy Kyrie goes
Yeah.
to the Celtics and they're like, "Hey, are you going to sign your player option?" And he's like, "As long as you'll have me." So everyone takes
yeah,
that
and
as
you're
like,
like, oh,
"Yeah,
fuck
I'm
you,
gonna do it."
Kyrie. Why don't you just commit? Dude,
Right.
no. See, this is perfect because, like, in this analogy, in this metaphor, people kind of look like if you're a guy like Shaq and you're like, wow, he played for like 10 different teams. Clearly, he didn't give a fuck. He was just in it for, the money. And some people were like, yeah, dude, respect. And some people were like, yeah, well, I would never settle down with Shaq, He's not going
Shaq
to give
was-
your
no,
team more
dude,
than the
he was
2-year
in it for
contract
the-
unless you're the
he-
Lakers.
He was in it for the rings, though. He went chasing Kobe's ring count, dude. He admits that.
Oh,
Anyway.
of course he did. He never got there, though.
Actually, dude, I was watching the Kobe Shaq interview, the
Yeah.
players only interview. If you haven't seen it, you gotta watch it because one thing I really noticed about it made me cry. It made me cry not because like Kobe's dead, because that's I don't know, it doesn't affect me, but it made me cry seeing the relationship between those two guys. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, they certainly had, they had a
Dude.
unique relationship.
And also, what I thought was really interesting, they're very, very physically affectionate with each other in that interview. Okay,
Yeah.
they're like touching each other a lot, and I was like, this is interesting, man. Like they,
You think
It was like-
you think they were in love? There
I
was a
mean, I
special
think
kind of love?
so. I mean, not like.
Brother, it was probably like a brotherly love type situation.
Yeah, like fraternal type love, but it was, I think that's what made me cry. You know what I mean? That was like, it was two people you could tell they missed the good times, you know?
Yeah.
And they were happy to be back. And I think they noticed like all the that was really what you noticed, because they were both very, speaking in a very like humbling manner, you know what I mean? Like
water under the
downplaying.
bridge.
Yeah, and like downplaying their own like petty beefs and accomplishments that they've made since them. And you could tell that they're
Yeah.
like, dude, it just feels good to be like talking about
All the
good.
bullshit's done, and we can just hang out, and
Yeah, I loved it. It's a great interview, man.
that's a fun time. But
Yeah.
I don't know how we got there. But
Oh, okay. Sorry, I got more ideas.
we're just
all right.
reminiscing fondly of Kobe. and
Yeah.
just they're admiring their bro.
Hey,
broship
we're the
on
we're the
Lakers.
gods, man. Don't forget it.
That's true. Hey, we're doing something. We had to set up
Okay.
home studios. We're trying.
Yeah, man, we're out here.
We
out
don't
here.
Zoom.
We out you. Okay, my next one is, all right. We both watched Love is Blind. It was a TV show. I'll explain to the
Yeah.
listeners that haven't watched it. It's a TV show where you get to know someone through a wall. Like, you don't know what they look like, and you kind of got to fall in love with them based on not knowing what they look like. Only their voice and their personality, and
Not
getting
even
to know-
voice. They only communicated online, on like chat, like
No,
text chat.
no.
They didn't
Love
even
is
meet
Blind.
each other.
Love is Blind was voice. You're thinking of The Circle.
Oh, I'm thinking of The Circle,
Yeah.
dude. Also great.
You
by
watched
the
a
way.
lot of trash. Between
I don't live
TLC
alone.
and Netflix reality shows, dude.
I don't live alone.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Okay, but here's my concept for a reality show. All right,
Yeah.
you can't talk to the person. It's the same thing as Love is Blind, but you can only have sex. No talking.
I think that's been done before. I
No,
think
it
it's
hasn't.
On Bang Bros. I think that's what's going on. You can only fuck.
I just
So you
described
can't-
pornography.
Yeah, you just basically, yeah.
Okay.
That's a good idea. I mean, it takes a specific breed, a specific animal, I think, that would be on that reality show.
Yeah.
But I could see that, you know, getting
That
picked
one.
up. In
that
10
one
years
was- Yeah.
in 10 years when like Pornhub's bigger than like YouTube and they're
Right.
making like original content, like original reality shows.
And everyone's wide open about their addiction to pornography. They're like, "Hey, did you watch
Yeah.
Love Is Dick last night?" Everyone's
Love Is
like,
Dick?
"Yeah, of course." It's not. We'll
Dick
We'll
down.
workshop the name, but okay. Then the next
Yeah,
one
what,
is.
what would you call that show? What would you call that show?
I mean, it's still in pre-production, man. I got a working title as "Love
Yeah.
Is Getting Dick Down," but
Slipped
you know,
away?
it's not
No.
super. It's not super catchy.
Yeah.
All right, are you ready? Okay. My next one would be. Sorry, I can't read it. Okay. Is there anything? So you're white. Is there anything?
I claim it.
Is there anything? I was thinking about this. Is there anything that someone could say to you to degrade you as a white guy, like making fun of you for being white? Okay. Is there anything that someone could say to you that would affect you as a person? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, are you saying, like, well, there's that whole thing, right? Like, if someone called me a honky, I'd be like, it's kind of like that Tom Segura joke where he's like, if someone called me a honky, you'd be like, okay. Like, you know, like, that wouldn't, that's the whole point. No, I don't
Yeah.
think so, because I don't really care about being white, you know? Like, I don't
Yeah.
prefer it. It just kind of happened.
It is
Kind
weird.
of have to acknowledge that it's like an advantage and acknowledge that and operate on that. But no, like, nothing would offend, like, I wouldn't get offended.
Yeah, I
Because
was
I'm
thinking
also
that
at the
too.
same point, if someone, like, if someone to make me feel bad for being white, I'd be like, all right, I know that, like, historically we're not good people, but, I haven't directly fucked anyone over. So,
Sure.
I'm not, like, super guilty of guilt about it.
Right, and I only say this because the only time it's this interesting thing where I've only experienced it before, where I've
Why?
been,
Something happened to you?
Well, no, there have been like, I mean, it's like happened once where there was like a community of, it was a community of like, of black people that I was hanging out with, but I could just tell that it was interesting. I could tell it was just like, I couldn't understand. Do you know what I mean? So it wasn't like anyone was like being negative toward me, but it was just this idea of like, there's certain things I can't.
There's a unique connection amongst all them that you cannot share. I've been in that scenario. That does make me feel bad because you feel like I've also been in scenarios too where like when I worked like at certain jobs I worked with where you're like you work with like I had 2 jobs where I was like the only white person like on the staff, like 2 smaller jobs, and I could tell I was like, oh dude, like they kind of I'm like the odd one out and like
yes. And they're
I
not
can't
trying to
hang.
like.
I want to hang. Like they're cool. Like
that's what
I'm
it
cool
is.
with everyone, but I'm like, man, I can't hang.
That's what it is. You're like, these people are cool. I want to hang out with them, and they like me, but they just. We all know that it's like you just. You,
there's no
you
animosity.
Can't,
It's
you
just
can't
more
participate.
It's just like,
yeah.
No.
You can't play. You know?
I can.
And it's not because
I
we're
can't do it. I'm not
excluding you.
cool
It's just because you can't do it. You know. Okay. And then I've got Okay, no, I don't like this question that I have. I'm gonna skip it.
No, do it.
But,
do it. No, do it.
Okay, would you be? Let's say you're a stand-up comedian. Let's say for some reason or another, you're in this hypothetical world where you're still doing stand-up. For some reason, one of your clips becomes wildly successful in Germany. Okay.
Oh,
This is specifically in Germany. But these English-speaking
I kind of
Germans.
hope it was a different country, but that's
no,
okay.
it's Germany. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So it's like it's got a pretty strong economy. Like people will come out to see you, but would you move to Germany? Would you become like Germany's favorite comic? Because you're foregoing any sort of success you would have outside of Germany. And you're saying, I am the German comic. Like I am the funny like for some reason German people fuck with me, like David Hasselhoff type shit. So you're saying like, you know what? I'm willing to cap any success I've had in my home country or any other country to really just like be a late night host in Germany. Would you do it?
No. Yeah,
no.
I don't know. That would be so weird. No. Because, like, no. You're saying specifically Germany, too. I spent time in Germany. I didn't it was fun. But I would live in Germany. I don't want to live in Germany.
All right.
Like, the illusions of grandeur. I don't want to be that. Because then also, like, that, you know. I'm just trying to imagine a scenario where, because it's a two-way street, right? Like they love me, but then when you go there to be like Germany's Adam Sandler or whatever, like you have to know a shit ton about Germany.
Yeah, but you would figure it out.
You think so? You think I would just kind of pick it up over time?
Whatever it is, you never wrote jokes
like
for Germany.
Roman Polanski, like now he's in France. Like French, they love Roman Polanski. Here,
do they fuck with him?
Not so much. I mean, he lives there. The French don't like give a fuck about.
All right. Now
crimes, you know, like they seem to be pretty lax. I think there's a reason why so many of them end up going to Paris.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Would I be Germany's top?
You know what? I thought you would take it. You're gonna be wealthy, dude.
I mean,
you're gonna have euros coming out the ass, dude. You got a huge contract with. Whatever we
Access
got a huge
TV.
Whatever.
I got a huge contract from Access TV. They're giving me a special a year. Here's the kicker though.
Okay,
here's
wait.
The kicker. Here's the kicker, motherfucker.
Here's okay.
Do I have to speak German? Do I have to like? I don't.
They like you for you,
dude. They wouldn't put me up. They don't speak English. They speak English, but Germany's very like America. They're very like Germany first in the sense that like they don't. If you go there, like they're not going to speak English to you unless you like ask for it or like basically be like, hey, I need help. Can you help me?
They love you so much that they're like, just speak English to us.
I broke that barrier.
It's part of your charm. Yeah, it's part of your charm is that you don't speak German, but you're beloved.
Yeah.
Here's the other kicker. The
I guess I'll do it. Yeah.
so
fuck it,
you're
why
on.
not?
You have a
know,
special
I'll live
year
in-
on.
I go live in Cologne or
Yeah, you
Berlin.
okay.
You know?
You have a contract for a stand-up special a year for Access TV, and then
Yeah.
but
I'm like a host on their version of like The Voice. Like I'm one of the
exactly.
panelists.
You're the yeah, exactly. You're the Adam Levine chair.
Oh
on
well,
The Voice.
dude. No further info needed. Than
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
dude. That's what.
Okay, but I have another clinker.
let me
though.
flip this though.
All right. go
Okay,
ahead.
no. What's your kicker? And then I'll flip it.
No, actually, we passed it. Go ahead.
What are you?
I was just
I'm
gonna say.
saying
I was gonna say the parent company, the CEO of the parent company is a Nazi sympathizer.
Okay. Well, that's
Can you look the other way?
Listen. No. I could
Good.
never look the other way. I'm not gonna work for it. Like if it was like Fox, you're saying if I had to go work for like the Fox News of Germany, if like they were the ones giving me the contract, or
Not
like
necessarily.
ABC.
Not necessarily. It's just like it's a low key affiliation with like a neo-Nazi group. It's like a low
All
key.
right.
It's like a weird. It's like a Chick-fil-A anti-homosexual connection.
Let
you know
me
what I mean?
flip this on you. Let me
Okay,
flip this on
please.
you because I know that you're a person. I know that you're a yes all the way on Germany. I know that's why you asked that question because you were thinking of that. And you were like, I would absolutely do that.
Not the
But let me
Nazi
flip it on
sympathizer
you.
thing. I want to I need to clarify. I didn't bring it around so I could say that I'm.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear that we neither of us would do that.
Yeah. Okay.
You know?
Good.
If you think we would, then that's
Yeah.
that's fun, I guess. But no, you would say yes. You would do it. You would be Germany's top comic.
Yeah,
So
I
let me
would.
raise the
That'd be
stakes
great.
for you. Let me raise the stakes for you. You go, and so same scenario, but it's in Syria. You're Syria's top comic.
Get the fuck
You're like, they're
out,
like,
dude. What does that even mean?
No, hear me out.
dude?
No, listen, hear me out. You become Syria's top comic. They've allowed one entertainer to come into the country and be the
This-
entertainment.
No.
And they picked you. And here's the thing. You're like literally living like a king. Like you're the only one. You're the only entertainer in Syria. You can do whatever you want. You can't talk shit about the Syrian government. They're not going to allow that. But do whatever you want. That's the
No, I
only
feel-
that's the only rule. You
No,
can't talk
dude,
shit about the government.
I already feel guilty enough not living in a war-torn country, but if I have to, I already feel guilty enough knowing that there are war-torn countries. Imagine living like a king in a country where IEDs are exploding in the streets and people are just trying to milk
be
their
fucked up,
goats,
dude.
dude.
It'd be fucked up. No,
so I think the more I feel like if you were to say, hey, you can be here's how you. would sell
What if
it.
it's like 10 years? They'll be like, hey, you can do this for 10 years, then you can go on and do whatever.
No,
You get a 10-year Syria gives you a 10-year contract.
No, dude, and here's you know what? Here's how
I
you would sell it
appreciate
to me
that.
better. Because I would feel like such a
You're a good
piece
guy.
of shit. I'd feel like a piece of shit. You know what I mean? I'm living in a palace
You
while
should.
there's just mutiny all over the place. And
Yeah.
you could sell it to me if you were gonna be like, okay, you're gonna be what are those guys the white helmets in Syria? The guys that are like vigilante peacekeepers?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're like, okay, you're gonna do stand up for the white helmets of Syria, all right? It's like if you said, okay, we're gonna like support you, but we want you to be the comic relief for the white helmets of Syria, then that would inspire me more because I could be like, dude,
Then you're
I
like,
could
I'm on a
be-
mission. You're like the USO. You're like Bette
Yes.
Midler going overseas to help the boys in
Yeah.
Iwo Jima. You know?
And you know they're gonna do the next like White Helmets 2 documentary. They're gonna I'm gonna be in there, dude.
Oh, for sure. I hope
And then
I
I'm gonna
caught
leverage
online.
that success to my to the nobody's listening.
That's fine. Okay,
podcast.
so let me dial this back then. So you're not going to Syria. You refuse to be Syria's top comic.
No.
I get that. So let me take it down a notch. The Ukraine. You're in the Ukraine. It's
Still not great.
Not war torn. The little part of it is being bombed by Russia. Just a little part of it. Over in the corner, no one gives a fuck. You're in like the Ukraine. You get to be Ukraine's top comic. Same deal. Super. You know, they have like entertainment.
Yes.
They have like TV and television, things like that. It's not good.
It's
Weird.
stable enough. It's stable enough where
People playing
got-
darts
yeah.
is like on prime time, you know. But you have a late night show in the Ukraine, and it's the same thing. You speak English, you do you. For some reason, they're all into it.
I'm in.
They love basketball. Basketball's big there. You're in?
I've got a friend in
Okay.
Ukraine too. So, and it's
Oh, you do?
stable.
That's
It's
fun.
stable enough where I could live in a palace and not feel guilty about it.
Yeah. Well, for now.
For
Yeah.
now.
And also, Chernobyl did happen there, and they may or may not be taken over by Russia. Would you do it
How
for
big's,
Russia? Would
wait,
you do it
how
for the
big's
Big
my
Red?
contract? How much money am I getting? Any
Oh,
numbers,
dude.
man?
It's first of all, in U.S. dollars, it's unfathomable. But in Ukrainian dollars, you know, you're making who's the highest paid? You're making like The Rock money. You have The
Okay.
Rock money.
Yes, of course,
In
of
Ukraine.
course, of course. I would do it in Ukraine.
You
I would
do?
not do it in Syria.
Would you do it in Russia? Big Red.
Yeah, of course.
Interesting.
and I wouldn't
'Cause
ask
they're
where the
gonna come
money was
after
coming
you.
from.
You can't. Would you
I
be
would-
like? They're like, hey, you cannot talk about government situation on show.
Oh yeah, I don't
accept?
censor me, dude. If the money's big enough, man,
Yeah,
I'll
you can.
dance. You know, I
you're-
dance, dude.
Yeah, you're basically
I'm
you
a
might as
dance
well just
monkey.
be like, yeah, you might as well just be an electrician. You're just a contractor. They're like, hey, we'll
Yeah.
provide. You're like, I'll entertain you. Talk about
Yeah.
whatever you want. You're the comic who only does corporate gigs. You know,
Yeah,
Like, you're
I
a
can
corporate
look
comic.
the other way. I don't need to know
That's
where
what
the
it
money
is,
comes from.
dude. That's what it is. Would you be a corporate comic?
No,
The one-
I don't think so. I don't. No, I don't know. I would do it. I would do it in Russia, but I would not be a corporate comic for like Kaiser Permanente. You know?
Would you be
I am-
the small town corporate comic who only does, you know, like benefits and galas and like dinners for like high school, like reunions, and they need like an entertainer, and they're like, hey, you're like the one, you're like, hey, can you host? And you're like, oh boy, now listen, I wasn't with you guys, but this guy looks like a drinker, and everyone's like, fucking he's great, you know?
Can I make fun of his? Can I like call the drinker's wife a slut? How deep can I go?
How deep are you willing to go? You know, you're getting paid. See, this is the plight of the corporate comic. This is it. Are you willing to risk your livelihood to really go in and be funny?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I could do it. You know what it is? It's all like, how long do I got to do it? Can I get $2 million for a 2-year contract? Then yeah, I'll do it. I'll throw away 2 years of my life to have $2 million and then leverage the next 10 years with that $2 million. I'm down.
Dude, I have suspected that this is a common thing in LA. There were a lot of comics who were like older, you know, late 30s, early 40s, and they're very rich. And you see them at open mics, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, you're terrible. You're woefully disconnected from like current events and like
Yeah.
trends and topics and what's funny. You're like basically like an 80s comedian, but like you're rolling up to this open mic in like a Bentley. And I'm like, two things. Either you're a doctor and this is your like side hustle, or you're like a corporate comic. Like
It's the former.
You just do events. You think it's that?
It's the former. There's not enough money to roll up in a Bentley in corporate gigs unless you're.
Bentley was a
Like-
bad term. I'd say like a Beamer, like a BMW. Like you're showing up to the mic in a Beamer.
Yeah, I mean, even so, that guy's. Yeah,
You
that
think
guy.
so?
Yeah, dude, he like had a good year in his sales job for
Yeah, at the
Kaiser
firm.
Permanente or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah, he saved them a lot of money by putting a patent on the vaccine for coronavirus. So
Yes.
they gave him a bonus.
Right. Now he's doing what he really wants to do.
Yeah, he's like, now I'm gonna be a comic.
Now I'm
I
gonna
have
eat
so
shit
much
at
to
open
say.
mics.
I'm gonna go eat shit at open mics talking about my friend Tony at work that nobody knows.
Let me ask you something. Can I ask you something?
This is another beer choices segment, like micro
Okay.
segment, because we had our friend of the podcast, Betty Wheatmartian, said that she had an archetype for the man that drinks Rolling Rock. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's pretty close to. You know, I should just pull it up and read it, but I'll pull it up. Do you have an idea of who drinks Rolling Rock? I have something, but I want to see.
I have a little bit, I
Okay,
think.
give me a
I'm
little
gonna say it and we'll see how close it is
Okay,
to
yeah.
hers. I think Rolling Rock guy is well, let's work backwards. He's calorie conscious, okay? He's
Okay.
thinking about his carb intake. He's probably in good shape, but woefully boring. Like
Oh.
woefully boring. But works out a ton and is in great shape and knows a shit ton about the world of like exercising and CrossFit. But he's like, yeah, I'll pound a Rolling Rock. Or maybe does that guy drink like a Miller 64 or some shit that's like awful.
Interesting.
Rolling Rock's tricky because it's like light. It's very clear. My grandma drinks Rolling Rock. That's her favorite beer. Is my grandma's favorite beer. So if you're like a dude drinking Rolling Rock, you're just trying to like not feel like you just went out to eat with people. You don't want to get like fat heavy, you know. So you're just like, oh, I'll just do a couple Rolling Rocks. It's clear. It's light.
Interesting.
Or it's Rolling Rocks like you really got fucked up last night and you really didn't think you were gonna make it out again tonight, but there was a good group of people out, and they're like, they convince you, like, all right, I'll go out, and you're like, I'm just gonna do Rolling Rocks.
You're like
I'm fucked up. Like,
the Rolling Rock, the designated driver drinks Rolling Rocks.
yeah,
The degenerate alcoholic designated driver says, I'm gonna take it easy tonight. I'll drive. I'll just crush like 5 or 6 Rolling Rocks.
He's not in the program yet, but he's still just trying to like keep it straight, like keep it in between the lines. I think
He'll get in the
Rolling
program
Rock though. I think tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow. They're not open today.
Yeah, there's no meetings today. It's fine. Okay.
It's weird. It's a Wednesday. No. Oh, but I think Rolling Rock is more of a lady archetype.
Interesting.
I think so. Because I now that I think about it, my grandma and several of my aunts drink Rolling Rock. And Rolling Rock is the drink. In my family, Rolling Rock is the drink of older ladies talking shit at someone's private pool. That's Rolling Rock.
Oh. Okay. All right.
I could be way off. I could be way off.
Dude, I
Maybe
really
Rolling
think
Rock
it
is
doesn't.
something different to people.
It's bad branding, dude. I feel like Rolling Rock really doesn't have an archetype. I feel like they have a really bad.
They don't
brand.
have an identity. They don't have an identity. It's just
right.
light and kind of clear.
I think you really, because you base your opinion off the last person you saw drinking a Rolling Rock. Which in my case, it was me. So I have a hard time.
Yeah, it was just there. And
Yeah.
you're like, I guess it's light and I don't want to. Usually it's like $1 cheaper than.
Dude, I used to rip when I lived in Hollywood. When I could have been confused as a cockroach at this point in my life, I would go to the corner store and I would just pound Rolling Rock Tall Boys. But I was like,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's fun.
yep, and I
Do one in the shower.
no, the shower was too gross to even like. Really, you didn't want to. It wasn't a shower
yeah.
where it's like I'm gonna hang out in here for a while. It was
Shower beers are only fun if it's like a nicer shower. It's a decent one.
Yeah, it was. I was trying to get out of that shower. I lived in a closet. I had a desk in a closet, so I would just watch Shark Tank and hang out in the closet drinking Rolling Rocks. Which I miss that.
It sounds fun. I've been
right.
in a similar state and I loved it.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm gonna read Betty's description. Okay.
Yeah, read hers.
Okay, so this is talking about the man that drinks Rolling Rock. He appears to be put together, but after kicking back a few Rolling Rocks at the dive bar where he meets up with his quote-unquote friends after a quote-unquote long day at the office, comes home, takes off his button down, and all you see is him in his undershirt asking where his dinner is at. That's Betty. It would be the wife, I guess. While he makes,
You're saying Rolling Rock is the drink of spousal abusers.
it seems
I
like
mean, I
he's.
can go with it.
It seems like I don't think in her
It
description.
sounds like this guy.
It seems like he's almost there. Like he hasn't like.
He's not done it yet. When he
No.
does, he'll switch to Budweiser.
Yeah.
But for right now, like he's still like the floodgate hasn't burst open yet. The
No.
dam is not broken. It's going to.
There's
he's
nothing
drinking
in here
Rolling
about
Rock
domestic.
because
Yeah. There's
he's
nothing.
drinking Rolling Rock because his internal rage is so high, and he's like, I can't. I know that if I start drinking whiskey or Budweiser, the beast is gonna come out. So I'm just gonna drink Rolling Rock. Now the thing that was interesting about what she wrote is she's saying quote unquote long day at the office, quote unquote friends. Is this guy like? What's his deal? Is he like a fraud? Is he like a catfish? Is he like a fuckboy? Is he just like leading people on?
No, I think.
What do you make of that?
I think he got married too early when he wasn't ready. He felt societal pressure to get married, and now he finds himself in a relationship he doesn't want to be in. He also thinks he can do better, but he can't.
Yeah, he has that illusion of the other side, and he's going to be woefully disappointed and realize that he completely ripped up his own life.
Yeah,
That's a Rolling Rock guy.
he'll come crawling back.
Where's Rolling Rock? What location is Rolling Rock consumed at the most? Other than home. Like, home doesn't count.
I think it's the
Where are
same-
people drinking Rolling Rocks?
street corner in a brown bag.
Very interesting. I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree. I think Rolling Rock is being drank at high school reunions,
Okay.
athletic fundraisers,
Interesting.
like people who like sports but they're not like poor, like they're rich, like they got money in the school, so they show up at these events to talk shop because all the
Yeah.
other guys who put in money like own car dealerships and like small investment firms and like, you know,
Dick swingers.
it's like a bougie sports event. This
Yeah.
is such a fucking specific example, but like, yeah, a bougie high school sporting fundraiser. I think Rolling Rock's being consumed there.
I think we have a case for the fact that Rolling Rock has no brand. They don't know who their target demo is.
They don't. It's
Yeah.
filler beer. It's just there.
It's just there.
and you don't want to look like trashy. You think you would. You don't want to drink Bud Light, Miller Lite, or any of that because you don't want to look. You think it looks trashy.
Rolling Rock
I
is
think it's
trashy, dude.
You think so?
It's High Life. It's as expensive as High Life is.
I know. I always thought Rolling Rock was a little step up. I didn't think it was like as trashy as
Mm-hmm.
like Miller Lite. You know.
Okay. All right. I've got two questions for
wrong.
you. I've got two. This is
Yeah.
let me ask you, man, and then we can wrap. I'm
Yeah.
actually like, it's funny, even like keeping an eye on the camera and focusing on you and
Yeah.
holding the microphone. I'm tired. You know,
Yeah.
I need to figure
It's
out
weird.
a better setup. But
Oh, here we go. Dude, we got this asshole. He's got a motorcycle. Could you tell?
no, I didn't
This
hear.
guy's
It.
been fucking flaring. Someone put a little sign on the stop sign outside, like a little printed sign, and it says like, "Hey, loud pipes, how does it feel scaring us?" And it's like weird, like clip art images of like a dog, a cat, and a bird. And
Oh,
I'm
that's
like,
awesome.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so I respect their initiative, but then I'm also like, oh, this person has a dog, a cat, and a bird. They're probably nuts.
Yeah.
Like, yes, the motorcycle guy's an asshole for blasting his pipes, but you're also weird. And I don't want you representing us coalition of people who are pissed at the motorcycle guy. We need someone who's got a little bit more together. If you
Yeah.
got like a bird, a cat, and a
Right.
dog, God knows what else you got going on. Probably
Because
a lizard.
you disregard the message because you're like, this person's a fucking
Yeah, it's-
lunatic.
It's a weirdo. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So now he's blasts his pipes even louder now. So.
Okay.
Oh, I have a small segment that I'll end with, but you do yours first.
Okay. All right. My first question is, who is the coolest athlete of all time? In your opinion, not of all time, but of your you as being a sports fan, who is the athlete that you think is the coolest?
The coolest athlete of all time.
Yeah.
Dude. Let's break that. It's first of all, it's definitely an NBA player.
Okay.
I mean, it's gotta be either like. It's gotta be like Jordan or like.
Okay.
If I want to go like old school cool, I could go like, you know, Dr. J, like Julius Erving, you know, like Magic Johnson, like some guy who like transcended the sport a little bit into
Okay.
like doing bigger shit. He kind of had his bump in the road in like the 90s or whatever, but for the most part,
Okay. All right. Then
I
there's
don't know. I guess I would say Jordan. I would be a basic bitch. I would say Jordan.
No, that's fair.
Or maybe
I'm
like
asking.
modern age. I don't know. Probably like Kevin Durant. Like Kevin Durant's like a cool dude.
Interesting.
That dude seems cool as fuck.
Yeah, I'm saying cool. I'm like, skill doesn't really have anything to do with it. Who's just an athlete that's like that
Yeah,
guy's
but cool typically associates with confidence,
Fair,
and
fair.
confidence comes from like
Okay,
skill.
all
You
right.
know?
No, I was just
like
checking
some
in.
scrub like Tristan Thompson or something. You know,
Okay. No, I was just checking.
a guy
in.
who doesn't have to talk shit and is like,
Yeah.
a guy who doesn't have to talk shit but gets mad respect anyway.
Okay, I just checking in, making
I'm gonna-
sure you weren't saying this like who's the most talented. But yeah, you understood the question. You got it.
No, I get the question.
Okay, and then the second one is, what athlete do you look at as like he's cold, dude. He is just like badass, man. He's a bad man. He is good at the game and he's respected and he'll tear your ass up, but he's a dork.
Yeah.
Off the field, he's just a dork.
The first person who came to my mind when you said that was Larry Bird. I thought of like Larry Bird's like the ultimate example of like supremely talented, but like off the court, like in his private life, I gotta imagine he is the most boring dork in his day-to-day life. Like, on the court, he's a killer, and, like, he intimidated the fuck out of people, like, on the court and stuff like that. But, like, in his real life, I felt like that guy was, like, he got really excited about picking a new type of grass to put in his backyard, you know?
Okay, you're making...
A modern example of it? You want to go modern on this?
Sure,
bet it's
because
a-
you're
I bet
also
it's like-
you're projecting what
Dude,
Larry
I have
Bird
a
does.
good-
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I have a good answer.
All right.
I think I have a good answer. Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter is like an all-time great
Yeah.
baseball player. Probably top 5. Top 5. And he's obviously the Yankees, right?
Right.
But, like, dude, what is he doing off the field that is, like, cool? He probably owns, like, an apartment like some apartment buildings, and now Jeter's involved with, like, the Marlins, I think, like Miami. I don't really remember. What's it like Tom Brady? Dude,
It's
Tom
Tom
Brady's kind of a
Brady,
dork, dude. It's
It's Tom
right.
Brady because it's
Obviously,
not like
him. You're right.
with Jeter and Bird. You're projecting what they're doing in their spare time, dude. We know that Brady is a dork, dude. We know that
Yeah,
he's just
he really is.
He's a weirdo dork that kisses his children on the lips. Like
Yeah.
we know
You're right.
he's a
You're
weirdo.
right. I was led astray. You're right. It's TB12, and like the only thing he's passionate about is like not eating tomatoes.
Yeah.
And like a weird semi plant-based diet, and like
Yeah, he's a weird
a dude who seemingly has it all on multiple fronts, and you would think that like it's because he's just boring. I think he's gotta be boring. I think he's just khakis.
Because I think that
Nice.
with Steve, okay, Stockton was Stockton's interesting because he was a dick, like he was a dirty player,
Yeah.
right? So it was this weird thing. He's like devout Catholic, tons of kids, faithful to his wife, which is very rare in the NBA. But he was like when he was out, he drove a minivan too. But when he was out on the court, he was just he would work you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
He was good at compartmentalizing his life, being like, "This is who I am on the court."
Yes.
like that. That's like Mike Tyson to a degree, not to the same degree,
Yes.
but in a similar vein. Mike Tyson's
a
he's at this
dork,
point now.
dude.
Mike Tyson is a dork.
Yeah.
Now that's the crazy thing about, but he's also like, you look at him like this guy will kill. Like he could snap and kill.
yes.
He could snap and kill anyone. I think that he's literally like got that warrior mentality of like,
Yes, dude.
it doesn't. He's never like, oh, I could lose it all. I think in his brain, he's like, it's worth losing it all because you mildly offended me.
Yeah, you mean convicted rapist Mike Tyson, capable of violence?
Yeah,
dude.
convicted rapist Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
100%.
What's your
no, you're
finish
not
your okay? What's your last segment?
Oh, am I an asshole? This situation happened last night.
Okay.
I'm walking my dog to the corner. My dog's sniffing around. She's definitely got shit. I know she's got shit. So I'm standing on the corner, waiting for this dog to shit. Corner of my eye, and you know how it is in LA right now. Like, I got the face mask on. I'm like loaded up, dude.
Yeah.
We're like we're socially distancing. I ain't getting up in anybody's grill. People hopefully aren't getting close to me. Corner of my eye, I see two people coming down the street, and they're like walking. They're with like a smaller dog, right? And I just see them walking down the street. I'm like, okay, I'm on this corner. I'm hoping they kind of like walk around because it's like midnight. No one's out. Like, give a little space. Don't bring your dog right up next to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm like kind of got my back turned towards them. I'm just like waiting for my dog to shit, like, standing there. They come up and like they enter I turn around, my dog sees them. They're right next to us and they stop. And they're like right next to us. And I don't even really look at them, but they have like a fucking super cute, tiny dog. Like, one of those big like St. Bernards, like it's all like goofy looking.
Yeah.
And it's like brown, white, and black. It's like 4 months old, but that dog is an adorable dog.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that rules. And then they're like, oh, can they meet? And then like, out of just like straight up immediate response, they were like, oh, can they meet? And I was like, oh, probably not because of the, the thing going on.
Yeah.
Like, trying to keep, I'm like, dude, I'm going to keep my distance. I look up, they're both Chinese. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, now do they think I said this because they're Chinese? Like, I hope they don't think that. It's just, I didn't know they were.
How did they
Chinese.
respond to you rejecting them?
Well, they said that, I was like, oh, probably not, just because of the thing going on. I look up, and they're like, oh, well, sorry, we're just trying to socialize. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Am I the asshole now? I was just trying. I didn't want, you can't have dogs jumping all over each other, spreading germs from that house over to this house, dude.
Yeah, it's you're
are
not
dogs
no.
allowed
Okay,
to-
you are. You know what, dude? Had you pet the dog or let the dogs hang out, I say you'd be the asshole. Then I think you did the right move.
Really? You
Yeah.
think so? In my gut, I was hoping I made the right move.
Well, they were probably
And
a
I was
little
like, oh, man.
embarrassed for suggesting it.
You think so?
I think so.
They were wearing masks too.
Yeah.
Like they get it. They know what's going on. I was just like, man, I don't. Nobody knows, man. Nobody knows like what they can do and what they can't do. You know.
Did you
Like, I
say
think
did you say before? Yeah, I mean I would, but you guys are Chinese, so
I was like, yeah, I was going to, and then I just changed my. No,
Yeah.
I didn't do that. No, but I did try. I had a conversation after. I was like, oh, your dog's cute. How old is it? What's it?
Oh,
Things I
yeah,
would never
dude,
ask 'cause
that's
I
nice.
I don't give a fuck.
Oh, you're a
So
good
I'm
guy.
like, oh, I'm trying not to. But I was like, dude, I wonder if they're like, oh, he doesn't want us. He said no because we're Chinese, dude. Because there are people out there doing that shit. There are white dudes out there who are like there's that whole wave of people in the Midwest who are like being racist towards like
no, dude, you did the
Chinese
pleasantries.
people. There's a problem.
Yeah, you did the pleasantries after. You're a good guy, man, because you did the pleasantries
I'm
after.
in the right?
Yeah, you're fine. They're probably like
All
a
right,
little
well,
bit
that's good.
embarrassed. You were like, hey, let me get to know you. Let me talk to you. Then they know it's not like you just being a bigot. They're just like, oh, this guy's just a responsible guy living in the
Yeah.
coronavirus
No, I
era.
talked to him. I was like, hey, talk. Your dog's cute. Watch out. There's a gay couple in that corner.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go over there. Mm-hmm. Other than that, just like your normal
Wow, look.
chit chat.
Yeah, dude, just looking out, man.